Okay. What was that all about? Yes, that was the most supportive cheer crew I had at last year's Victoria Park Half Marathon just before I turned 45 years old.
Come on!
So 2 days before my birthday is like a birthday present come early, smashing a PB for a half marathon. This footage isn't new.
Okay, not sub 80 but PB, come on!
However, the data recorded didn't match the footage. I actually thought it was a Garmin GPS issue at first, as by end of the run I'd run about 800 meters short of the half marathon. However, I'm finding you can actually adjust the timing of the data to actually match the video on the Insta360 app. So this video is really for myself, so I can rewatch my PB half marathon and having the data more accurate to how it was during the run. I've also included the time run, that's approaching 1 hour and 7 minutes. You can see on the left there, I've got the pace on the top, my heart rate,
one more time,
then the time run, and the map,
one
and
more
also
lap.
the
Come on, let's
kilometers
do it.
I have done.
Yeah!
Which, not too sure how accurate that is considering I ran 800 meters less according to my Garmin GPS watch. On the right here you can see the cones making a funnel, and that leads to the finish line. However, you can join me as we don't take the funnel and take a left here and do one whole lap of Victoria Park half marathon.
Yeah!
So here we go, one lap of Victoria Park for half marathon and 10k. As we run, we'll be passing some 10k runners and some half marathon runners. And you can see on the bottom there, we've run around 17 kilometers. I was already happy having run the first 10k at around the 37.5 minute mark. That alone would have been a lovely birthday gift. Yet to carry this through for a PB half marathon is amazing. Okay, this is my big oh no moment.
Thank you, Tracy! Thank you! Damn, it's alright. It's alright.
That's 10 seconds lost so far.
Ah, camera.
So it's around 15 seconds lost, including trying to recollect myself and push on. And I'm still faffing around with my Osmo action camera. The current footage is actually recorded with my Insta360 Go 3. Currently I know I'm not going to hit 120, however I'm right on PB pace. I'm actually mainly using my Coros Pace 3 watch, however as the Insta360 app was not compatible with Coros at the time, hence not allowing the data from the Coros to be overlaid with the video until later in the year, the stat data is actually from my Garmin. And from the bottom there we can see we got 4 kilometers to go to get 21.1 kilometers half marathon. However you find we ran about 800 meters less according to my Garmin. So really from here we've got about 3k to go. And I do have evidence according to my Coros Strava data that I did complete 21.1 kilometers. So let's get back to the action. I started a little bit behind gun time, about 30 seconds. And in the early running, I saw a group of runners trying to run around the 120 mark. In the early stages, I had something to chase. They were like the hare to the greyhound. Following catching them and realised they're trying to get a 120 and I want to get sub 120, I told them we need to push on. So I carried on pressing on and hit a 37.5 10k. Which at that stage was probably my PB 10k. I've never done a 10k race before. And part of me wanted to just give up. You see, I'd had a bit of a twinge in my left knee and actually felt ill that week, so I was kind of well rested up and didn't expect more than happy with the 125 to say. However, when it comes to race day, usually I surprise myself. Each lap is around 3 kilometers, so yeah, we've done around 6 laps already and this is the final lap. After running a very satisfying 10k, I decided, let's push on. We've already passed these group of runners that were running at a good pace. Let's keep ahead from here. That was my motivation to push on and finish the run strong. I think much of the run from, let's say, 10 to 15k was all by myself. I didn't have any runner just ahead of me which I just could hang on to, which would ultimately help me distract me from the pain I'm going through. Yes, running is more of a mental battle than a physical battle. Yes, muscles ache and lungs feel like bursting, but ultimately It's your mindset that determines how you finish and how this run is going to end. Thank you, volunteers at the water stations.
Okay, sir. Sorry.
Oh, boo me. I just ran into that chap, so sorry. I'm more about the filming the water going over my face than focusing on the run. And I also like to know how the footage would have turned out. So I had to test it and pour the water over my Insta360 Go 3. So you can hear the cheering ahead. This is where the race started and just a fair walk from here to the finish line. And do I love the crowds cheering me on? It certainly gives me a boost. And so does this guy with the yellow cap. He was in the group that I passed way back.
Come on!
At least I had someone to follow for the final loop around. And this stretch ahead gets quite windy. You don't need to see it, but you can even hear the sound of the wind in the video. And maybe, just maybe, he could be the windbreaker to make my run up this stretch a little easier. As you can see, according to the Garmin, I've really fallen off pace to a 4:10 pace, where my ultimate average pace is a sub 3:48 per kilometre. So I'm really hoping this chap in the yellow cap really gives me a push along. From here, if the GPS is correct, we've only actually got 2k to go, as I finished my half marathon run at 20 kilometers and 200 meters. So ignore the kilometers run on the bottom left. From here, we have 2 kilometers to go. It's kind of like I started my Garmin 1 kilometer after I started running. And now I can really hear the wind picking up. I remember early on when I saw the guys way ahead and I pushed through this windy bit with my eyes fixed on the prize ahead. That is, catching the lads. From what I recall, the wind is actually pushing against us and coming from the left. That means I actually got some shelter from the runners to my left. So I'm not actually relying on Yellow Cap to break the wind for me. And naturally, Yellow Cap is hugging the curb, running the tighter inside line. This is why I rate Victoria Park to be better than Battersea Park for smashing a PB. Faster runners have to keep to the right, and the right is actually hugging the inside and shorter racing line. Unlike Battersea, where you have to run around the slower runners, keeping to the right of them. So to hit my ultimate goal, I've got right now 6 minutes to run 1.8 kilometers. Some people may have that in them, but for me, at this stage of the run, there is absolutely no chance. And what is that noise? That, my friends, is what you call a cheer squad. 100% motivation, and look, my pace just pick up a little bit. And they're the people I need to bring everywhere I run. And with about 1.5k to run, Mr. Yellow Cap is really picking up the pace, and I'm not going to be left behind. It's people like him you need in a run to keep you honest and get you to the finish line as fast as you can. Having someone to chase is such a privilege. I didn't know, but he's actually in 6th position right now, and I'm in 7th position. However, I started half a minute behind him, so my chip time is actually faster. However, net position, official race results, we are sitting on 6th and 7th position, and little did I know we actually had a race on our hands. I didn't care so much, but if this was like a podium position, I'd really have to dig deep and take the final K or so in another gear. However, I'm quite inexperienced at running, this actually being only my 4th half marathon and 8th race in total, excluding park runs, of course. Of course we don't include park runs. Park run is never a race, okay? Park run is never a race. So now we're negotiating a bit of traffic. Yellow Cap's kind of pulled a little bit of a gap, and I'm into gap management, making sure he doesn't pull away too far. I've got to use his energy to drag me along. So here I go. And let's see whether they can take him around the outside. You hear him slightly complain there. I didn't know why he's slowing up so much before the hairpin, and I think I did a completely legal move going around the outside and actually reaching the apex first. Thank you, Music Man, for the last time. Okay, we've passed Yellow Cap, and this is the final stretch before we hook right into the funnel. I'm actually feeling the weight of performance here, knowing I'm right in PB territory. Ignore the pace on the very top left, that is not accurate, but where we are on the map is accurate, so we'll stick with that. Can we hang on anyway to 6th place? Also ignore the kilometers run, we're actually sitting on 20.1k with 1 kilometer to go from here. If I can do it, Elliot Kipchoge or Calvin Kipton and run a world record marathon pace for the final kilometer, I will hit my goal of a sub 120 half marathon. But we know that is virtually impossible. I don't think I can even run an average world record marathon pace for 100 meters, let alone 1 kilometer, let alone 1 kilometer at the end of a half marathon. Even running a 120 half marathon is stupid crazy. Stupid. When I started running a few months before turning 41, a 90-minute half marathon would be a massive achievement. Everything I would ever dream about. But as you know, goals change, doing sub 3 marathons, and now kind of chasing 120. You never know what hard work, discipline, and dreams can take you.
Keep going!
Yeah, as if I was gonna stop. But really appreciate everyone who's out here cheering us on. So I know we're almost on the home stretch, approaching the funnel very soon. Still sitting pretty in 6th place. Come on. So you can hear me panting away. This guy just in front of me doesn't know where to go. To turn right, left. Oh, have to make way for the leaders. The best thing one can do when you're a slow runner is just to run your path. Let the faster runners maneuver themselves around you. Unless there's a whole bunch of slow runners blocking the whole entire path. We've got 500 meters to go. Let's bring it home.
Well done.
So these runners I'm passing, also going down the funnel, are probably 5 and 10k runners. Or maybe they don't have the GPS watch and haven't counted what lap they are on. Okay, we have 400 meters to go. I would know this as my Chorus Pace 3 had a very accurate GPS for this run. But I tell you what, 400 meters can feel like an eternity when you're giving it full beans. That's 110%. See my pace increase, it's sub 4 now, and kicking it home strongly. Okay, the last 200 meters to go. Let's bring it home. I think my Chorus Pace 3 just beeped, telling me I've just completed 21k and I've only got 100 meters to go. Yet I cannot see the finish line. There's a 13-mile marker.
Okay,
that means from here I've got just over a mile to run. To be honest, my legs are feeling quite tired. I had no one to chase, and I don't think I pushed as hard as I could have. Yeah, excuses. You gotta love the excuses. So now I see the finish line, just hook a left. Let's go. Oh, who are you? Yellow Cap. He's finishing so strong, timing his race to perfection for 6th place. Sneaky.
well done guys, great sprint finish, Nate. Super effort and with a GoPro. That's worth a minute.
There you go, with the GoPro, the announcer said is worth a minute. Given that, minus a minute, there you have it, my sub 120. So I'll try to congratulate Yellowcat and apologise for possibly cutting him off.
Apologies, mate, sorry. Not trying to.
There you have it, my Chorus Pace 3 did record me running over half marathon distance. And a lot of PBs to chase come the 8th of June 2025.
Welcome to the 80 Club with maybe 10 seconds to dropping my camera. Let's go. Thank you. Thank you. Oh wow. Thanks so much.
Well done.
Legend, just taught me out. Come on. Happy birthday.
There you have it, that's my half marathon PB from last year. I really don't know if I'll ever run this fast again, so I better savor it. Saying that, to come 8th of June 2025, let's try do this again. May the birthday celebrations come early.